All right. No microphone today. That would have required a lot of effort. Um, and I'm not going to put in more effort than the Pirates did. So I would expect a very bare-boned post-game reaction. Glad Ethan got a chuckle out of that one. Nick and Ethan here, though, talking about some Pirates baseball, if you want to call it that, after a impressive 14-1 loss to the Cincinnati Reds on Tuesday night, April the 6th. Ethan, there's not many positives to take away from this. How do you feel in the immediate aftermath of this game? Don't get too deep into anything yet, but what are your immediate thoughts of this game?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Like what did I just watch? I mean, the one bright spot tonight was Phillip Evans, who hit the only run, and who pitched the only 1-2-3 inning of the game for the Pirates. So, I mean, I don't know what went wrong for them tonight. I mean, yes, we can point out a lot of things. We can talk about the starting pitching. We can talk about the bullpen struggling, which they haven't really done this year, but they struggled tonight. We can talk about the errors. We can talk about a lot of things, but this is just one of those games for them where I mean, there's really not much you can say. I mean, you're going to have these games over the course of the year, but I mean, it was tough to watch tonight.
And I completely agree. And furthermore, making things frustrating, Wade Miley pitched today for the Cincinnati Reds. He had a 5.65 ERA last year and went 0-3. And much like the Pirates are very capable of doing, they made him look like a Cy Young Award candidate.
Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought they would have more success against Wade Miley, but that was definitely not the case tonight. They were shut down early, and I mean, nothing was going their way. Like no solid contact whatsoever. Whatsoever through the first oh my gosh, I cannot talk. Through the first few times through the order for the Pirates, they weren't just getting any solid contact. They weren't getting bat on ball. I mean, just overall a struggle fest for them at the plate tonight.
Yeah. And so if we go into that first inning, Frazier struck out. I believe he struck out to start the game yesterday as well. Newman then grounds one. It looks like the throw hits him right in the back of the head, and then they call him out. We were all a little confused. Ethan and I watched the game together.
Yeah. He was not running down that 45-foot
right. And
box.
We didn't see it live, but then they showed the replay, and I don't know if he ever actually ran on the dirt base.
No, I don't think. Yeah, it looked like he was all on the grass that whole time,
running along in the grass like he's in The Sound of Music. Reynolds then hits a line drive that there's a diving catch made. Can't be upset about that one. That was a well-hit ball. Yeah. Things happen. And then on the bump for Pittsburgh was Trevor Cahill, who had a 3.24 ERA last year in 11 games, had a 1-2 record. And Tyler Naquin, former Indian, comes up and clubs one. Not known for his power, I would say, but he hits this one 454 feet into the right field bleachers, Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, a leadoff home run for them, and that really is what got them started this whole night. I mean, Naquin, 7 RBIs on the day, went 3 for 4, and I mean he was just crushing Cahill. He was crushing actually the whole staff as a whole tonight. I mean, can we call him Derek Dietrich? Can we call him Derek Dietrich now?
Perhaps.
Because there's
a lot of pirate killers on this team.
He did not pick a fight, but he still has that Dietrich type of play style against the Pirates where he just clobbers everything.
Absolutely. And then Castellanos is still on the Reds too, another pirate crusher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say about Castellanos. He's been on fire this whole season.
Still appealing that suspension, I believe. I don't think there's any more comment.
I don't think there was any update on that yet.
Made on that. Then we get to the second inning, and this is where things start going off the rails. And by going off the rails, I mean it was 5-0 by the end of it. So there's a blooper by Moustakas, gets between Frazier and Evans. Another bloop by Senzel falls in center. Then India rips one. Gonzalez dove for it. Ethan's immediate reaction was Key Brian Hayes would have made that play. I might agree with that statement. I don't know.
It was a tough play. I don't know if he would have made it. I mean, yes, I did say that in the moment. I don't know if he would have made it, but I mean, I think he might have had a shot at making that play.
I agree.
But still,
if anything, would have made it into the outfield. I like to think.
Right.
But anyway, that hit would drive in 2-0 Cincy. Barnhart grounds out. Runners move to second and third. Gets the pitcher Miley to strike out, and then Tyler Naquin comes back up and hits a 3-run bomb, and it's 5-0 all of a sudden.
Oh my God! I mean, look, I was just like, okay, Cahill's giving up weak contact. They're just bloop singles, nothing hurt, and then India stripes that single past Gonzalez, and I was like, oh no, he gets the first out of the inning, and then he gets the pitcher. There's 2 outs now. I was like, okay. I mean, just the one run in this inning, that's not going to be too bad. And then Naquin, once again, just gets up there and tees off of Cahill. And, I mean, yeah, that's where everything started to turn for the worst.
And it's just weird that those 2 little bloop singles caused so much of a ruckus for that inning, ended up being a 5-run inning.
Yep.
Yeah. Were you going to say something?
No, I mean, I still can't comprehend what I just witnessed.
At some point, Ethan might blow a gasket. So just to put that out there, I almost said Ethan goes 1-2-3. The Pirates go 1-2-3. Votto singles to right, and then the Pirates actually get out of it. Double play, still down 5-0. So I don't know if getting out of it's the right word, other than stopping the bleeding momentarily. Pirates do nothing other than get their first hit top of the 4th. Reynolds worked to count even after going down 0-2. Hit a really nice ball into left field. And then, so that gets a double. Moran strikes out on a full count, and then Evans would ground out moments later. 4th inning is where things get pretty ugly. It goes from maybe Pittsburgh can, slowly chip away at the lead to I don't think they're going to come back tonight. Not like there's a lot of faith in me, but I like to think that I'm a glass half full kind of guy sometimes, in sports at least, not in my life, but in sports I'm a glass half full kind of guy. But Senzel singles the center. And then the pickoff attempt. We talked on opening day about how the Pirates didn't play a perfect game. There were some real bad mistakes that kind of might have been a precursor to what was going to happen. Some of the mistakes you might see throughout the season. And they happened here. Pickoff attempt goes right by Moran, and the runner gets all the way to third, and then India just comes up and hits a sac fly. It's 6-0. Barnhart with another single. Wild pitch. To the pitcher of all people, Miley, runner moves up to second. Then he hits one, and it bounces off Cahill's foot, and everybody's safe. The only good thing about that is it blooped right to Newman. So at that point, I can see you're frustrated just reliving it, so we'll stop narrating what happened so far in the inning. At this point, how close were we to turning off the game, would you say?
I mean, I'm always going to watch a game through. So I wasn't near that point, but I was about to flip a chair. Is how closely I can describe what I was feeling in that moment. I mean, okay, yes, Senzel has good speed. I get it. It's 5-0, but like that throw wasn't like he didn't even throw it that hard. I mean, Cahill didn't even throw that ball that hard to Moran. I mean, no, it wasn't catchable. It wasn't even freaking close to Moran. So there's one way. That starts that. So you get Senzel to move all the way to third because he has good speed. Then you get Jonathan India, who's already was having one hell of a game, gets another sac fly and an RBI, and then you got Tucker Barnhart with the single. Then you got the wild pitch to Wade Miley. Like, are you kidding me? It's the pitcher. He's squaring to bunt. And you bounce one in the dirt. Like, why did you do that? Just throw the ball. Like, he wasn't going to do much. That's an easy fucking out right there. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have swore there. I'm sorry. Well, edit that post. But, you just don't do that. Like, that's so stupid. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do there. It wasn't even like it was in the strike zone. It was freaking inside on him, too. So, I mean, what are you – I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I mean, look, I thought Cahill was going to be a good, decent guy to have in this rotation. He was a 5th starter. I was like, oh, yeah, he had an all right season with San Francisco last year. But then he shows up and does this. What, 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 earned, 4 strikeouts? Like, just oh, God, just be productive and get through the outing. He did none of that. All right, go ahead, Nick.
After all of that, Naquin hits into a fielder's choice. Could have been a double play, but Frazier bobbles it.
Here
and
we
just
go
gets
again.
the guy at second, and then runner from third scores. More of those Pirate mistakes that we talked about opening day.
That was okay. McHenry, Michael with his good old hefty hat, says, "Oh yeah, I mean, it had some extra English on it. Yeah, I see that, but it's a routine double play. Frazier should have made that play. He did not. I mean." You need to get those outs, especially in a game that was already getting away from you. You need to get those outs. You were already down 5-0. Now you're down, what was it, 6? And then it turned into 7 because of
the made it 7. So it was
it would have made it 7
before that play.
So, I mean, that's the plays you need to make. Yes, he still got the out, which was good. But, you need to make those plays. You need to be able to turn those double plays to just get out of that inning and get the bats going to work.
Well, the bats didn't go to work because in the top of the 5th, the Pirates go 3 up and 3 down.
The story of the night right there.
Story of the night. Cahill's day is done. I looked at the name Clay in my game notes because Clay Holmes comes in to pitch. Gets Votto to ground out, so promising start, but then walks Suarez. Moustakas singles to center. Senzel walks. He was down 0-2 in the count. Bases become loaded then with that. And then India singles right by the shift. Ball literally rolls right by the shift. Nobody had a prayer at it. So that makes it 8-0. Barnhart comes up and ropes one into left. Senzel and Moustakas both score. That makes it 10-0. Dwayne Underwood Jr. then comes in, and we're both pretty high on Dwayne Underwood Jr.
We are.
But he's still got runners on base. Still got runners on base, though. And Naquin, perhaps the performer of the night, singles into center, 2 more runs score, 12-0. And then Castellanos doubles, but nothing thankfully comes of that. But at that point, it's already 12-0. So it's not like it was, oh, yay, we got Castellanos out finally. We got out of the jam because there really wasn't anything there to be positive about.
Right. I mean, Clay Holmes, he came in. Really, he was just in there to stop the bleeding. He got knocked around. And, I mean, it wasn't pretty by any stretch. And then you got Dwayne Underwood. He gave up a few runs, or just gave up the run after the Naquin single. I mean, really at this point, you're just hoping that these guys could eat up some innings, and Dwayne Underwood did just that. So I mean, yes, he still gave up some runs during his outing, but I mean, really, all Derek Shelton really wants here is please just eat up some innings. Please don't shoot our bullpen in the foot for the rest of the week. And, I commend Dwayne Underwood for coming in there and pitching some solid innings and giving the Pirates some breathing room, especially the bullpen playing now tomorrow and Thursday before they have the off day Friday.
Right. And then top of the 6th comes Adam Frazier hits a foul ball that's just foul into left field. Would have been a double had it been fair. And I only mention this because at this point in the game, that was probably the first positive thing to happen to the Pirates in about 3 or 4 innings. And again, we all knew the Pirates weren't going to be good this year, so I don't want this to come off as 2 guys come on and dunk on the Pirates for a half hour. That's not my intent. Probably will come off as that. But, you got to look at the positives. You got to find something to keep about, because I'm sure we'll get to it at the end. You want them to at least look like they know how to play the game of baseball.
Right.
But Kevin Newman doubles into the gap, and then nothing comes of it because, of course, nothing would come of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Suarez strikes out. There's a fly out to Evans. Senzel hits a single, and then India hits an RBI triple to center field, and Barnhart singles to center field. Then it's 14-0. But thankfully, that would be the last that the Reds would score.
Good. I mean, yeah, good.
He says good because he doesn't want to relive any more catastrophe.
The onslaught is over. Jonathan India, I mean, what a game he had. What was his stat line today? Because he had a day. Hold on, let me.
I'll pull it up. I have it on my phone.
I have it. Hold on. India went 3 for 4, with 4 RBIs. I mean, what a game that he had. He's a rookie, and he played out of his mind today. So I commend him for that effort. But like I said, Dwayne Underwood came in. He was able to eat up innings, and stopped the bleeding a little bit. I mean,
and at that point,
that's a positive in itself. And the bats did for the Pirates start to kind of come along a little bit. Yes, we had the Kevin Newman double. Frazier looked like he turned on a pretty good pitch down the line. It was just foul. I mean, yeah, I mean, you just look for the positives out of this game, and those were two big ones right there.
And I agree. Frazier and Newman both had really good springs. And you don't want them to get into a funk, especially when it looks like the team might be getting into a funk this early in the season. You want guys that were hot in spring training, had some hits to begin the year. You want them to stay hot at least. And I think we saw that with Frazier and Newman both getting on base today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, Nick, they both had amazing springs, and I was just hoping that, they would carry that into the regular season because, we want both of these guys to succeed after the seasons that they had, especially along with them, Brian Reynolds as well, who's hitting pretty well as of late. I mean, he picked up another hit tonight. I mean, so just seeing those guys succeed is really, really, really happy. I'm really happy to see them succeed.
Absolutely. And so we'll mention the top of the seventh after this. We're not really going to get into anything specific.
Oh, Sal Romano was pitching for the Reds there. Oh, I didn't know.
Sal Romano was pitching. Gets Miranda ground out. But then Phillip Evans, the player of the game for Pittsburgh, because you have to pick somebody, hits a home run. The score notified Ethan before I knew because we're streaming it on Xfinity, so it's a little behind. And he goes yard, and Ethan was very excited about that.
I was. I mean, like I said, yes, I'll talk about this later, but I want to give a closing statement at the end, just how I felt this game. But yes, great job for Phil Evans. I mean, to fill in for Ke'Bryan Hayes, I mean, he didn't play third tonight. Eric Gonzalez did, but for him to fill in and play the way that he has, I mean, I respect him a lot. He had a great start to the abbreviated season last year, and then he went out with an injury because somebody decided to collide in with him. I won't tell you who that player is, but you can find that out yourselves. He was actually playing in his position tonight. So, I mean, he had a nice abbreviated season last year. I think he hit over 300 in his 11 games that he played. So just to see him kind of continue his success in the big leagues, I mean, I couldn't be more proud of him.
And then going forward, Underwood comes out in the bottom half. They let Rich Rod come in and get one out. It's a strikeout. Third pitch didn't really look like a strike, but it was close enough to where it was acceptable to call it a strike. Do you like them bringing in Rich Rod even to get 1/3 of an innings work in just to get him some game action?
Yeah, I don't mind whatsoever. I mean, I think Rich Rod, he's one of those guys that still I wouldn't want to say he's still trying to find himself as a pitcher. But just to get some work in, I feel like that was a good thing for him, especially if it was only like one batter, which it was. I feel like just to get him in, finish out the inning. I was a little bit confused on why they put him in. I would have liked Dwayne Underwood to finish out the inning, just so you wouldn't have to burn another arm. I mean, it was only one batter, and it was 3 straight pitches. So I mean, it wasn't anything. Oh, why are you putting this guy in with 2 outs? So I didn't really mind it. I just thought Dwayne Underwood would just be able to finish out the bottom of the 7th?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that was all. I mean, like I said, I didn't mind it. I just thought Shelton would have kept Underwood in to finish out the inning because he was pitching all right. Yeah, he gave up a few runs, but he was pitching all right. And he was able to eat up some innings for them.
And so, to the Pirates' credit, they don't give up any runs in the 7th or 8th inning.
No.
In the 8th inning, Phillip Evans comes in and tosses a 1-2-3 inning. Isn't that
how beautiful was that? 2 flyouts and a lineout.
So they don't ask how, they ask how many. They got 3.
There's really not much you can ask a position player to do at the mound. Just to go out there, throw strikes, and have fun. He did just that. He got what Kyle Farmer, Senzel, and Jonathan India, who was having one hell of a game, to line out. So I mean, that's really all you can ask for. He got his job done, and you move on to the top of the 9th.
And in the top of the 9th, the Pirates did get a hit. They never stopped fighting. Never ever.
Yeah, the Moran single.
The quest to raise the Jolly Roger never sleeps. But Ethan, we'll dive into some more specifics now. Game's 14-1. We all know how it ended. But I think there's a few key talking points to take away from this game other than the obvious. One is that Polanco gets rested. Evans obviously had the game of the day today for the Pirates, since, again, we have to say somebody for the Pirates did something positive. Polanco, I don't think will ever amount to what Pittsburgh fans originally thought he would amount to. Still early in the season. Don't want to put you on the spot. Mm-hmm. Is there any world where you see them maybe moving on from Polanco, whether it be via trade or just letting Evans and, Defoe get some more reps out in the outfield?
At this point, I'm not sure. He has to show something. He really has to show something where, he has some sort of value. He's not showing it now. Yes, it's still early in the season. He's 1 for 14 right now. So he has to show at least something where he can be a reliable option, whether it be at the plate. I mean, I know his fielding has been looked at as being sloppy, and, he hasn't been able to live up to those expectations that scouts and different analysts had when he came into the league. So, I mean, could we see the Pirates move on? I think so. I don't know how they're going to do it, who they're going to get out of that. But, that's definitely in the realm of possibilities. I mean, if someone's really hurting for a right fielder or an outfielder, I could definitely see the Pirates making the move on him. I mean, Phillip Evans is a utility guy, but, if he keeps hitting the way he has, I mean, we haven't really seen him make any mistakes in the field, especially out in the outfield. So, if you can keep his hot bat in the lineup, I mean, by all means, keep him in the lineup. I mean, if Polanco's not going to hit well, I mean, I don't really see why you just don't stick with the hot hand in the hot bat.
And again, it's early. We don't want to make any, we don't like to be hot take artists other than when it's in the comedic or entertainment value. Right. But I think it's very evident. Well, I think anyone that knows the Pirates knows they're in a transition period, a rebuild. I don't really think Polanco would be my choice right fielder of the future. No. But again, they have a lot of different utility guys. Guys are just going to plop around wherever they see fit. But if he's not the future, why not give one of these young guys a chance more often than not? Do you think there's any chance they look for a reason to move past Polanco?
I honestly do think they would move on from Polanco. I just don't really know how or who, what would be the positive from getting rid of.
Yeah, what would you get in return at this point?
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't hit well. He hit, what did he hit? 250. He hit 254 in 2018, which was one of his better years with the Pirates. He's always been injury prone. He only played 42 games in 2019. So he's been injury prone. He hasn't been able to hit the ball. So, I don't really know who they would get in return for him. I don't think it would be much. Not knocking on him, but I don't think it would be much. So I don't really see the positive. You might get one or two low-level prospects for him. I mean, but it's not going to be anything big in return.
Mm-hmm. And so you said you had some statements to make about tonight's game. Where do you want to take this conversation next as we work towards the end of thinking about this game ever again?
Yeah, and I'm glad we're moving on to this game. Look, listen to me.
I've always been listening.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But to the people watching, look, it's just one game, okay? Yes, it was ugly. Yes, the offense was non-existent for most of the game, except for Phillip Evans. I know I blew a gasket, in the middle of this live stream. But I mean, look, it's one game. I love the Pirates. I'm still going to watch them. I'm still gonna go through all of these games. I'm still gonna watch them. I'm still gonna live in the moment. Watch these games, no matter how bad the score might be. You just gotta, stay positive. Just think that it's only one game. These guys, they'll get out of this little rut that they're in right now. The hitting hasn't been bad this year. This was just one of these games where you're in a rough patch. They're gonna get through it. I honestly see them salvaging this final game of the season tomorrow. They got Chad Cole on the
series.
Mound. The series ends tomorrow. It's a day game. So, just stay positive. Everyone needs to keep their head up. It's not the end of the world that they lost 14-1 tonight. Sure, a lot of these Pirates fans that call them Pirates fans that say, oh, nothing needs to spend money or this team's terrible. You just got to watch them. You just got to live it out because things will get better. No games, not every game is going to be 14-1. So, yes, like I said, I keep reiterating this. Stay positive. It's just one game. Yes, I can get angry at points, but, I still love this team.
Beautiful. Beautiful as always. I think they struck out 15 times yesterday. They got 2 runs yesterday, 1 run today. If my math is correct, that's 3 runs.
Yeah, but they're still fighting in games. Like this was the first game where I was like, yeah, they're not doing anything. Mm-hmm. And maybe the second game of the Cubs series. So they're still able to fight and be competitive in games. We saw Reynolds homer last night to bring them within, I think, 2 of the Reds. So we still see that fight, which I like to see. They're still able to try to put a rally together. I think this is just one of the rough nights for the rotation, for the pitching and for the offense as well. So I mean, they can get past this.
Mm-hmm. These games will happen when there's a team without much of an identity. Mm-hmm. Again, I have the hiccups now. I chugged my water too fast because my throat was dry before we started this. So apologies to everyone that's watching this. I think definitely you want to make sure the bats stay consistent to some level. As we talked about Frazier and Newman earlier, you want to make sure hot bats stay hot. Last year we saw the lack of offensive production at times. You don't want that to repeat this year. And again, it's a team that's in a complete rebuild, a complete blow it up. We still want a top 3 pick in the draft for next year. This is going to be a long road. And as someone who's 22 years old and has had 3 winning seasons to the pleasure of viewing, it's not what anybody wants, but it's the reality that we're in right now. This is a team that's not going to compete for another probably whole hand's worth of years, or at least half a hand's.
2023 is my year where they start to turn it around.
And that again, that's just starting. That's not the finish line. That's the start. No. That's the 2012 where they win 70-something games and everyone acts like they won the World Series.
But, look, I commend what Ben Cherington's doing with the team. This is not a Neil Huntington regime anymore. You finally get to see what Cherington has done with drafting, with trying to develop players, developing prospects. We're going to see some younger guys hopefully come up into the system this year. Hopefully guys like O'Neal Cruz make it up to some extent, get some time up in the big leagues. Maybe we'll even see Nick Gonzalez. Who knows? So, you just gotta ride the wave. Ride the wave. That's all. It's, just think to yourself, I know old Pirates fans who are like in their 40s or 50s say, oh, we've been saying this since 1992. Like they're never going to turn it around. But like, just stay the course.
The Cubs didn't win a World Series for 108 years. Now that's going to be a little longer than we're going to be around, but hey, there's hope for your grandkids.
Right.
Ethan, thanks again as always. Any final thoughts on tonight's game?
No, I mean, I think
other than stay positive.
Yeah, I think I said I said really what I wanted to say after this game was, just keep chugging along.
Keep chugging.
Keep chugging.
Minor setback for a major comeback.
Correct.
In the fight to win at least 60 games.
Correct.
But thank you, everyone, for joining us once again. Not sure when the next one of these will be. Hopefully it's a bit more positive. There's a bit more to talk about other than the Pirates went out and sucked today. A little more analysis we can give, but we definitely appreciate everyone for checking this out. 60-something views on the last one. For us, that's a lot of views.
Beautiful.
So excited to see what happens with this one. As always, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff that I feel weird always promoting at the end. Follow our socials, which you can see at the bottom. And we'll be back next time. And also check out strandedsports.com for more. So for Ethan Morrison, I'm Nick Hedrick, and thank you very much.